What's up guys, BJ the Brave back again with yet another video from Gwent, the Witcher card game. A lot of people have been asking me, how does Northern Realms play? What do they do now after the second patch? The patch dropped earlier on in December, and it did change Northern Realms quite a bit. Actually, Northern Realms were dominating the meta. We were seeing all these sort of decks based around golden units and promote. All that got changed in the patch. So I have created I'm calling Ocvist Reincarnate. This is a deck that I'm using right now, and it's doing very, very well. It's somewhere over 85% on the win rate. So it definitely works. It's a fun deck to play, and it's an interesting deck to play. So let me quickly talk you through the deck. So we'll talk a little bit about how we mulligan for the deck in some of the game examples in a minute. Now the deck really relies on getting as much value from Ocvist as possible, hence the title Ocvist Reincarnate. So what we're looking for is to play Ocvist, and the only way the opponent can really play around it is to obviously kill Ocvist, which obviously goes into our graveyard. So we've got multiple ways to bring him back from the graveyard. We've got Nenike. We've got 3 medics. We've got Shani. We've got the Baron. Obviously, when you look at the Baron, one of his options is the Resurrect from the Luber King. So we've got multiple ways from which we can bring Ocvist back. So what we're looking for is on turn 1, we're looking basically to play our Redanian elites with things like reinforcements or perhaps Reaver Scouts to really draw them out and get them going gold as soon as we can. Same can be said for the Reaver Hunter. So I'm always looking for 1 Reaver Hunter and perhaps 1 Redanian elite, sometimes 2 Redanian elites, depending on what else we've got in our hand. And that means that we can have a really strong turn 1, both in terms of board presence, but even more importantly with the deck, we're thinning the deck out, which means that whatever we draw into with the likes of Priscilla, or the 2 cards that we get after turn 1, or the 1 card we get after turn 2, after round 2, sorry, we're more likely to draw into something really, really good, something really useful. The medics, as we've already said, they're there to bring these back. So in rounds 2 and 3, we can bring these back. We can often I can play the Redanian elites, get a gold row, on turn 1, they go into the graveyard, and quite often with the amount of resurrect we've got, I get 3 of them back out again, and we can actually get that golden bonus for a second time in one match. What else have we got? So we've also, let's have a look at the gold cards. So the gold cards in this deck, we've gone for Geralt Igni, or Gigni as he's known. Gigni really is there to help us control the board. When we play against those really big, we don't have loads of removal in this deck, so often they especially in the round where your opponent is really going for it, he's trying to win the round. You know, he will easily go over 20 on a row, and that's where Gigni can come in. On top of that, we've got Borkh, three Jackdaws, and this guy is like the control card at the minute. I mean, there's so many ways you can play him. You can sometimes drop him at the beginning of turn 1 and the opponent just passes and you win the game. But you can also play things like, 3 turns to go at the end of the game. You drop Borkh, and that really does make your opponent think twice about his big plays. So Borkh and Geralt Igni are really our 2 control cards, along with Ocvist as well, which is a control card, but it's more like a value control card, right? So Shani, as I say, is one of our means of bringing Ocvist back into the game, or Priscilla back into the game. Priscilla allows us to really dig deep into our deck. We can usually play Priscilla at least twice, sometimes bringing her back with Decoy, or bringing her back through one of the medics. And one other thing to think about as well is we do include 1 Keduini Sergeant, and what that can do is obviously allow us to turn Borkh, once he's spent his special ability, into silver. We can use it on Shani, which is a good tool, a good tactic, because Shani then becomes silver. We can bring her back out with a Nenike or a Baron, and then Shani gets to reuse her special ability. So another really useful tech card in this deck, not to mention, of course, the Sergeant can destroy an enemy gold destroy the gold status of an enemy gold card, which then makes it vulnerable to Borkh or Geralt Igni, or Ocvist, etc., etc. So into the special cards, you can see I'm running 3 First Lights. I think this card has just got really, really, really good since the patch. The worst case scenario is it is a bronze card that essentially enables you to thin your deck, which I think in itself is just fantastic. With the ability to play as Clear Skies and remove all weather effects as well, it's just such a flexible card. Really, really good card. Helps you out in certainly in the monster matchup where you tend to come across quite a bit of weather. And again, Decoy and Prince Stennis are really there to help you get card advantage. So you know, it's quite important that you try to keep up. You don't always have to have the last player. There are other decks out there that perhaps can beat this on card advantage, but this is still got good card advantage players that you can make using those 2 cards. So that is the deck, guys. As I say, it works really well. So let's get into some games and show you it in action.
Checkmate.
So here we go. We're playing against a Dagon monster build. So expecting plenty of weather in this one. Because of that, First Light is always good to see in your opening hand. So let's have a look. What I like to do is scroll along, see what we've got. So first and foremost, we're looking at these 2. We've got 1 Reaver Hunter and 1 Redonian Elite, which is ideal. So what we now need to look for is ways to bring out the other ones. We're looking for Reinforcement or the Reaver Scout. We've only got 1 Reinforcement, so I think what we're going to do is mulligan 1 Medic out. And there we go, we've got the Reaver Scout. So actually that is a pretty good hand. I have to say I'm quite happy with that. The only thing is we don't have Ocvist. We don't have Ocvist, and we don't have Borkh. Very likely to draw into that though with that kind of hand. So we're going to play to really thin the deck in round 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the one that has a timer. Would have been fine there to play the Redonian Elite, but I think because this thing has a timer on it, I'd rather start making use of it. And we're going to play the Reaver straight into that. That brings out the second one, and because this is now down to 1, I know he's going to play Fog, but that means we'll bring out the third one. And again, we're not too worried about the Fog effect at this point, because obviously we've got lots of revival, so we can bring these guys back. Plus we've got Clear Skies should we wish to just get rid of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually play this guy now. And if he doesn't play Rain, we've got a great opportunity to essentially bring out, puts 24 on the board, which we've now got. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll play Reinforce. So you can see when we look at his deck, he's got 16 cards in his deck. We're already down to 11 because we've thinned our deck so much. Could play Geralt Igni here. We don't often get value from Geralt in this matchup. Yeah, so I think we're going to play Geralt Igni. So we're at 38, he's at 25. He's going to pass, which is perfect for us. So we will, we don't want to use our decoy. So we're just going to pass. We are 1 card behind him at the minute, but because we've got the decoy, we've got good ways to catch up. Oh, Borkh as well. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and play Borkh and make it really, really awkward for him because he now needs to win this round. So he's really, really got to be thinking hard about what he's going to play here. The beautiful thing about this is that we can actually Sergeant Borkh at the end of the turn and then be able to pull Borkh back out for the final turn should we actually lose this round.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
So I think the play here is we will end up using Decoy. We'll probably decoy this guy. Interesting. So by doing that now, we can use Shani to bring Borkh back next turn.
Death comes for you.
And I think what we're going to do, because we won the first round anyway, is just pass there. We're 1916 up. He has to play another card to get the win, which will put us a card up as well. And we're in very good position to go on and win this game. There he goes. So he gets the win at 16-14. So we're one round each. Oh, and there's Ocvist. Better late than never. So we're going to now play Ocvist. Now he has used Dagon, but it's probably worthwhile trying to hold our first light as long as we can.
Not a bad idea.
So we're looking for a medic.
Sweat like a swine in that jacket.
So he's got 2 cards left, and we've got 4 left. Excellent. So at this stage, we can go ahead and
Well, it's war. Severed limbs, blood, and guts.
bring out the man, the myth, the man, the legend. And there he is. Shani turns him gold. So he is now in full good position. Oh, look at that as well. And they're all 7. I do feel sorry for him here. Oh, he's going to forfeit, of course. Yeah, okay. So he lost the game. It was just a matter of sequencing there. So there you have it, guys. So that is the Ocvist Reincarnate. We didn't actually get to see Ocvist used too well there, but you did get to see some of the other dynamics that we talked about, some of the other components of the deck. Okay, guys. So let's get into another game. And we've got Dagon again. Dagon got a considerable buff, I think, from the patch that he can now cast First Light as well as the weathers. So Dagon is never a dead card anymore. So we're starting to see a lot more Dagon decks pop up. So we've got 1 Reaver Hunter. We've got 2 Redanian Elites. Now, what have we got to bring those? We haven't got Restoration and we haven't got... okay. So we don't have Ocvist either. So we need to trade some of these out. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to trade out 1 Redanian Elite. We're going to trade out 1 Hunter. Okay, that's good now. And then we're going to trade out 1 Medic. Brilliant. So let's get it going. So you know the drill. The one with the timer we're going to play first. Interesting. So Redenian Elite into Reinforce.
You will see it in your dream.
It's definitely that winter season, guys. Got the dreaded man flu, which, as we all know, is a critical illness. So I'll be lucky if I survive this video. So we're on 24. I think it's fine to still go ahead and actually, perhaps we'd be better off doing that on the medic.
Well, how about a game of Gwent?
I am not afraid.
Could actually take Avalat here.
Stand and fight.
Yeah, quite like that play, because now we can play Avalat with Shani or Nenke.
Tell me you jest.
So we got one more Reaver Hunter in the graveyard. He's going to pass though. Okay, fine. He's trying to get the best value from the monster ability. Which he has got.
Nasty wounds, those, but you'll live.
Appearances can be deceiving.
We get 2 cards for his 1. Interesting. There's an interesting card advantage game going on right here. And now, obviously, we've got value now from Geralt Igni. But I'm tempted to hold on and get more value. There's nothing he can do in terms of, you know, making that golden or anything like that. So he's probably, he might even possibly adrenaline it. So I want him to spend some cards before we Igni it. We're in no rush.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
And there is Ocvist. Finally, so Ocvist in play.
What do you want of me?
Peace is priceless.
Wow. Okay.
You one of us or not? Troops, here now!
4 cards in the graveyard. One of them is that sergeant. So if we do need to break the gold, we can do. And there it is.
Damn it.
Okay, so Redanian Elite. We have got 1 in there, haven't we? So let's just use this on this. Thin the deck even further. There's only 4 cards left in the deck. What I'd really love to get is the... What do we want? Decoy. That's what we want. Decoy or Borkh for round 3. Now he has to win this round. We're putting a lot of pressure on him. Okay. So at that stage we'll happily pass. Or will we? Will we happily pass? Or do we? No, we wanna thin the deck as much as possible, right? So we wanna rally. Right. So there are literally 3 cards left. One is Borkh. One is Decoy. What is the other one? We've got Shiny and Geralt, so it's not any of the golds. One is Borkh. One is... We've used... Is it the 3rd medic? I think we've used 3 medics. We've got 2 Reaver Hunters. Ah, it'll be the other First Light. It's the other First Light, I think. This is no good to anybody. So the only thing it could be is this, but I don't think it is. He has to play it. We keep what we're doing here, guys, is we're forcing him to play. He has to win this round. He doesn't want to. He wants us to pass. But the more we can make him play this round, the more we can waste his resources for the final round, which is obviously the one we need to win. Now, I'm actually tempted to shiny out the Sergeant here and kill Geralt in case we get his 39 guy. And I think that is the play.
I'm a medic. I tend to know what I'm doing when I prescribe something.
So what that play enables us to do now is if Avalak does survive at 39, we can use Baron to get Geralt out of the sin bin and win round 3. We're going to clear the skies. So we're really threatening. He's trying desperately not to play another minion. So he's got a 50-50 of getting the big guy. But I think he might be forced to do it now. Yeah, he's forced to do it now. So now we'll just pass. Okay, so we're drawing it out, and of course we get Bjork. So we're in good shape here, guys. So we're going to start off with Ocvist.
Do I look like a smudger to you?
To make sure in the 4 turns his thing goes off. So it'll be 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So what do we want to Baron? Probably Nenike.
I'll have them killed for less.
Let's get this over with.
Okay, so we're going to Baron.
They would have put the bloody vodka.
Into Lubricant. Into
Not your lucky day.
And there we have it, folks. We take Ocvist home and it's nice and safe in the back pocket. So there we go, guys. That is the Ocvist Reincarnate deck. Hope you liked it. Northern Realms, as you can see, they're still very much a viable deck, even though some of the tricks have gone. There's still some really cool cards. It's still a really fun deck to play, and it can still be very competitive. So if you like that, there's plenty more videos to come. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe and follow so you can see future videos as and when they come. Thanks for watching, guys.